Hello, this is Nigel at Spiritual Awareness New Zealand on February the 13th, 2017, and just a little bit of an update here. Now, this report I have in front of me, Joint Interim Report, Bahamas Marine Mammal Stranding Event of 15th, 16th of March 2000. This was actually researched by the, I'll show you, US Department of Commerce and Navy, US Navy. So they had this beaching of the whales, and this whole report is all about it. Somebody shared this to me, and when I get comments saying, oh, the whales have been beaching each other, beaching themselves for hundreds of years, and like it's not important, or like that explains everything away, I really shake my head. But this here is solid evidence, or as solid as it gets, that there are causes, man-made causes for these whale beachings, and this is just one of them. And this is the US Navy. There were 17 whales that got beached. Mass stranding is defined as 2 or more animals. 7 animals known to have died, 10 other animals were returned to the water alive. Comprehensive investigation into all possible causes of the stranding was quickly launched. Based on necropsies of the dead animals. It's like a forensics. It was preliminarily determined that they had experienced some sort of acoustic or impulse trauma that led to their stranding and subsequent death. Detailed microscopic studies were initiated to identify the mechanism by which this acoustic or impulse source caused trauma. Most, but not all, lines of investigation have now been completed. Based on the way in which the strandings coincided with ongoing naval activity involving tactical mid-range frequency sonar use in terms of both time and geography, the nature of the physiological, they use some interesting words here and very exact, physiological effects experienced by the dead animals and the absence of any other acoustic sources. The investigation team concludes that tactical mid-range frequency sonars aboard US Navy ships that were in use during the sonar exercise in question were the most plausible source of this acoustic or impulse trauma. In other words, the Navy caused these whales to get beached. And, you know, there is the whole article. I have shared it, and you can have a look at that sometime too, but that is about whale beaching. As of the weather for today, there's a lot of EMF going on around here, around the North Island. You can see that with all these ripples going on in the clouds there. And that goes on and on and on. And then there's something else I wanted you to have a look at in terms of the weather, the crazy weather we've been getting. And this is this satellite image here, satellite images, and we can see this huge stream that's been created here and coming straight down and heading bang into the North Island. Now, all I can say with that is, thinking about it logically, it just doesn't make sense to me that it would head specifically for the North Island and hit the North Island without going anywhere else across a couple of thousand miles in one straight line. It just doesn't figure to me, because why isn't it, for example, going off in this direction, over this way? Why does it aim and come nicely down there like that? I mean, you couldn't send a ship in a straighter line than that if you were aiming. So, you can take what you like from this, and I'm sure that some people will rubbish my video as usual, but this is not my imagination here. This is actually satellite images, and really, if you think that cloud can go in a straight line for a couple of thousand miles and directly target a country like that, I think that you are the one who needs your head examined, really. So, go get some help, because I'm not the one with the problem. Anyway, there we go. There it is. I'll leave it to you to decide what that all means. But what it has meant in New Zealand is we've got, here today in the morning we had gale force winds, 30 degrees Celsius, rain and blue sky with sun at the same time. I've never experienced that in my life. All of that in one day and at the same time. There are fires that have flared up, and right at the moment there's like a huge fire just north of here. That is grass fire, and there are a couple of other fires going. That one has burned out a house, taken a house out. This fire that they're fighting at the moment, I actually saw it. I was driving past yesterday and saw it, and thought, that isn't supposed to be happening, because this is a complete fire restriction time at the moment. And here I see this big smoke stream coming from right up in the hills. Sure enough, there were two fire trucks went zooming by in the other direction toward the fire just as I got past it. And then this morning I saw another couple of fire trucks coming from further south up here, and they were heading to that fire too. So I thought, well, it's probably flared up again. And sure enough, in the news, it's like actually at a critical stage. There's a 200 hectare forest. It's very, very close to where that grass fire is. And if it catches hold of that, then they'll really have some problems. And right at the moment, I don't know where it stands. The wind here has died down, so that's a good thing. Meanwhile, in the South Island, in Dunedin, there has been hail, heavy rain, flooding, down, and I believe winds down there too. So yeah, what we're getting is definitely unusual weather. As I say, I'll leave it to you to decide. This is Nigel at Spiritual Awareness New Zealand, checking out. And I did the wrong button again. Let's try that again.